This era kind of sucks, but I would rather be here than the 1800s. It's 1847, so a whole bunch of families are just traveling from New Mexico to California. Now, of course, this is before technology, really, so they're traveling by the covered wagons with horses leading the way, basically. Now, the main family is Chris Horn, his wife, and his son has been sick for like 11 days at this point. John Aston is in this episode, which is crazy because this is like a 65-year episode and he's thriving at 90 something. But he and the other guys are like, look, we need to just go back home. We are sick, we're hungry, there's no water. Like, what are we gonna do? Chris doesn't want to go back. And he's just like, look, I'm gonna go over that rim over there. I'll be back with some water, I promise. Now, Chris goes over the rim and he sees a concrete road, telephone poles everywhere. Like, his flabbers are gasted. Like his first day on Earth now, so he's like checking out the road. A whole 18-wheeler comes by, almost hits him, and he like gets out the way but accidentally shoots his arm. So he's walking up the road and he sees this gas station slash cafe that has a really cool open beer sign. The owner lets him come in, and his wife Mary Lou helps Chris with like his arm since he shot it. Now they're very weirded out by this guy, as they should be. He's dressed in 1880s gear. It's 90 degrees. Where'd you come from? Where'd you go? And Chris is over here kind of freaking out too, because I don't think they had metal and stainless steel back in the 1800s. They definitely didn't have a jukebox, so he's just like, what the fuck is that? Now, Mary Lou gives Chris a handful of penicillin for the infection in his arm. Now, penicillin wasn't a thing in the 1800s, but he's like, it helps infections? Can it help my sick son? And he looks at their calendar and he's like, holy shit. This looks familiar. This is where I came from. But 1961, that's not right. They actually have a doctor come in to check on him, and he's like, honestly, it just seems like he's malnourished, but he's in the right state of mind, like everything he's saying is kind of checking out. Chris comes out with an encyclopedia, and he's like, my son. He tells Mary Lou to read this page. She reads about a man named Christian Horn Jr., MD, who did amazing work with children's diseases in the late 19th century California. Born in 1839 and died in 1914 in Santa Barbara. Chris looks at that penicillin bottle and he's like, yeah, that's my son, and I know exactly why I was brought here today. He tries to walk out, but the doctor is like, wait, you need to see the sheriff. Chris is like, I don't know you, I'm gonna go bye, and he runs out of there. Now, they're literally chasing him with the cop car. I don't know how he's outrunning them in that 1840s garb. Now, he goes over that same rim from before, and when he looks down, he sees all the wagons, and he's back to the 1840s. Now, he's looking down, and he still has that penicillin bottle from 1961, and he's looking at his other hand, and his hand is healed, basically. Chris goes down to his family and he gives his wife the penicillin bottle. He's like, have Chris take 2. It might save his life. Chris and all the families are now back on track riding to California. He looks back and proudly says how his son has a whole new life to live now. The moral of the story is, medicine rocks. Vaccines are cool. So awesome that kids get to grow up and not die before puberty. Yay, medicine!